So it's the next wall on the shop tour 2026. Last time we shot that wall. Now let's go to the opposite wall and you'll actually find out what's in these cabinets, these drawers, and my bench. So this is where my day starts, right here at my bench. And this back wall just got redesigned because of the content I'm shooting now for Rubio Monocoat. So I redesigned it, and it forced me to clean up all the junk I had up there. I donated a lot, I gave a lot away. We did all white oak slats, as I call them, wainscoting up top and bottom. Up top we put some Duro Grid on there. On the bottom we used Intense Black with oil plus 2C and a couple things. The reason I did it is because we shoot video in here Monday through Friday, and I want to make sure I had that good contrast. Okay, so let's start up top. A lot of people over the years have asked me what's in the cabinets, and it's a lot of my accessories, consumables, stuff I need readily available. Like, we'll start over here. Okay, I have a lot of my finishes. Yes, I have some Rubio Monocoat up in here. Gloves, mixing cups, all my seal coats that I mix myself in this cabinet. Okay, and this is what's nice. I've been reorganizing everything for the past couple of months because I'm cleaning out a lot of stuff that I'm just holding on to that I'm just not using anymore. But I got a lot of this is safety up here, a lot of my fillers, a lot of my paint mixing equipment that I have. In here, glue, spray paints that I used over the years for different finishes. I'm just gonna take this down like this and close it. Over here, some paper, my Gray Coat sprayer, all my solvents, all my caulking up above. Okay, someone asked me one time, are these all cherry cabinetry? Nope, most of this is just maple that I finished off, and I didn't do them all at once. You could probably tell by some of the finishes. It continues down that over the potting shed. In here, all my quick grab sandpaper, sanding pads, my Cis Rock. I just don't use it anymore. And this cabinet is evolving back here. Okay, where, yeah, I have an iron. I have my Grex airbrush system over here. I have my center punches. And if you look, this is kind of gnarly in here. I got to clean this out. Once again, I'll say it again. Your shop is ever evolving. So when you see clutter, take time and start reorganizing. And sometimes stuff from here will end up in those cabinets. So there's some mornings I wake up and I open these all up and look and say, maybe I should put that with that and that with that. So I have my chop station close proximity to my bench, and we have a full video series on this. We shot it a little over a year ago. It's all made out of cherry, including the countertops. There's 24 drawers, and it was one heck of a build. But I wanted to have a lot of my hand tools all in one spot. And eventually we'll bring you around, because I've had this for 30 years behind here on my bench, a lot of my hand tools, but I wanted to keep a lot of my other hand tools in close proximity, because it's all about the amount of steps you save a day in the shop. And for me, I can go just like this. If I'm hand planing something, I can open this drawer and pull my hand plane out, or my smoother right here, and we'll go through some of these drawers as well. So also, that is so important, is I do use a lot of hand tools. I use a lot of power tools. Power tools get me close, but my final fit and finish is always with hand tools and chisels. And when I need to sharpen something, I have my Tormac. It's always ready to go. I have the workstation here with all the drawers down below. I'll show you some of those. It's always ready to go. So this is where I call the heartbeat of my shop right here. A couple of things. Yes, this is where I wake up in the morning. I come out here. I usually have my graph paper, my pencil. I'm ready to go. This is how I wake up in the morning. And I think recently a lot of you have seen all the videos I've been posting with Kaizen Foam. On like a Sunday afternoon, late in the afternoon, I'll take some of these drawers, and you'll see right here, I've slowly over time, started to cut these Kaizen Foam inserts in. And I'm going to tell you, it does take maybe an hour, but don't go and do it right away. Set your drawer out, see if it works for you, and just take time. And I'm going to tell you what, over time, these drawers have evolved. Okay, where I started out, where I had some of these smoothers over here in these drawers, but this one ended up being my scrapers and my beaters, and over here, my spoke shaves. But I wanted to make sure I got them all in close proximity and organized that way. So don't go and start cutting your foam right away, take your time. And then things happen where your Kaizen Foam, you can always overlay it with other stuff. I'm going to go through a few of the drawers. This is all the block planes. This is probably, these two are my go-tos, but I have some collectors in here. My little, I call them my little squirrel planes in there. These are my two go-to smoothers. These are the ones I reach for. That's my number 5 jack. I love this one as well. Down in here, I have some other 4s and a couple of 3s. Different manufacturers. So one of the first videos on designing this miter saw stand, I said I want to do all these 4-inch drawers, and I was going to put 2 more in here. But somebody said, oh, you should do a deep drawer in the bottom across the way because you're going to need that extra storage. Well, in retrospect, okay, I think I should have done the other 2, but this is my workaround, and I'm working on it now. It's a work in progress. Okay, so if we come in here, cameraman, and check it out, what I did is I put my couple of 7s down here and an 8, and I put these cleats in, and now I'm working on these half drawers up top, and I think this is going to work out fantastic. I'm going to Kaizen Foam these. I want to make sure that the space is optimized. I don't like dead space in a shop. Some of these, I have some beaters in here. I have some scrapers. These 2 don't have blades. I think I have them somewhere, but I'll do that. That's my Miller Falls. I just picked up this buckhorn scraper I love, but not going through all of them. I use these 2 spoke shaves the most. I love this original cigar shave I have from Miller Falls, but in here I have my 2 scrub planes. You reach for this one the most. I have some real tricked out rabbiting planes, cabinet maker planes. See this? It's a work in progress. And this is what I was talking about earlier. There's sometimes, these are router planes, and I'm going to refurbish some of these. These are all Stanleys from different eras. But I'm going to work this drawer a little bit more, learn to live with it, and then cut the Kaizen. Here's one right here that I got a few things in here. I got a 112 scraper, which I love, but that won't fit in the 4-inch. A couple of another 7 and another 8, but also some wooden planes. But I think that's going to start in the half drawer up top. And oh, here's all my specialty planes. Like I said, ever evolving. I got a mini scraper. This I just love. This is I think it's a 95. That's kind of rare, but I think they just reissued it. It's a Lee Nielsen. I got a small router plane, okay, and all my side rabbiting planes. So shoulder planes, number 113, compass plane. Here's a fun one for you. I have the blades somewhere, but this is an original Stanley blind nailer. And if you know what that is, tell me in the comments. I love this. And I know I have the blades somewhere. So close proximity. Yes, I have all these dog holes here, right? Okay, but I also have my Capex here. And I'm gonna do a lot of measuring and layout here. So, really quick, I got a lot of measuring and layout tools from woodpeckers. Recently, I just love this. I didn't even have to get Kaizen Foam because Izzy's Swan's company, I got all this new layout stuff. I wanted this one particularly, this protractor head. You'll see a video on this probably later this year. But all kinds of layout tools. And I could just take his packaging and it's perfect. It's already Kaizened in. So when I reach in, I can grab any one of these squares, and off of the Capex, I can just verify for 90 off of there. I have a handsaw drawer, I'll show you over here, and I have a handsaw drawer over here. I got my handsaw sharpening sets and files in here. Okay, now when I reach in here, you're gonna see there's a lot of clutter in here. Oh, these are my install. You just saw me recently use these. Got a hole saw kit. You can see me use a few more things in here. My true positions in here. So I'm gonna leave it like this for now until I figure out where I can foam it in, or do I need to foam it in? Because a lot of them have plastic kits. So I'll open up this one, and I have a lot of dogs in here because it'll work with my bench dogs, my dog holes, and I do have a video. These were 3/4 when I originally got this Veritas bench, but now they're all 20 millimeter, so I've switched everything to 20 millimeter. Also, these are all my draw knives in here because this is where I use my draw knives. It's just reaching around. It's like a half step back, and you'll notice this one is empty. Work in progress. Once again, as I figure out where I want things, I'm not in any hurry. So one of the things I want to show you when you're cutting Kaizen foam, don't hesitate to get this kit. I've had this for quite a few years. I get replacement blades on it. It has the holster in it, the tracing Sharpies. It's a wonderful kit. It speeds it up. And you know what? I have found recently, since I've been doing this Kaizen foam, when I reach for things, I know exactly where they are, and I know what's missing. I have this Veritas bench. I found out recently it's no longer available. I have a vise here. I have the twin screw vise here. And right here, I have a Moxon vise on top of a small cabinet. Okay, that's my spacer, and this is where I cut my dovetails. So this vise, I bought the hardware from Benchcrafted, fantastic company. And I've always wanted a Moxon vise. I have it at the right height I wanted. It's locked in where I need it, and it's perfect. So a lot of my quick reach stuff is right here in the trough. Okay, I've started to Kaizen foam that. I think I did a video on that 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. But it's my quick reach stuff, my plane hammer, my blue spruce chisels are right here. All my quick dogs are in here, all my pencils, all these little blocks help me in clamping. And I always have my bench brush and plenty of wax right here for my planes. Yeah, this is out of its place, but I always have a Calculated Industries calculator. And what I want to do is we'll come back around and I'll show you what I use these drawers for. I've had this set of drawers here. You can see I made it many eons ago. I cobbled together with a bunch of different species I had in the shop. Over the years, these are my go-to implements I have in here. I have this combination square from Starrett. I just recently upgraded to a metric imperial scale on there, on the tongue here. But also I have these 3 pieces which are antique, but they still work with a Starrett. And I have a lot of layout stuff in here, but I'll go through a few more drawers. My go-to dovetail saw is in here. Japanese saw. This is the best dovetail saw ever made. I think it's discontinued. They don't make it anymore. That's a blue spruce. It's wonderful. This is, I've had this forever. I call this the woodpecker because there's a woodpecker on it. But that's a Japanese draw saw that I use for so many things. And installing flooring. I just love it. Okay, but I saw a workbench when I was a kid. And I said, daggone it, that is phenomenal. It was at a Shaker Colony. And this set of drawers that was in that Shaker bench served 2 purposes. And I have used this extensively. Say I have a long piece of a long board that I need to hand plane an edge. What this becomes as I pull it out, depending on the width of board I have to do, these become dead men. In other words, it supports the board all the way across like this. Okay, so they're really stout, well-made hardwood drawers. So there's a few drawers in here. After 30 years, they were clutter boxes, as I call them. I'm slowly starting to organize. And yes, I've always had this one. All the woodpecker stuff that I just love. My dovetail and scraper area right here, all my layout. It's all right there, right where I need it. It's only half a step away as I'm doing things. A lot of scribing stuff in here. Few things I need to work in over time. Yes, I have an affinity for dividers. So, but once again, I can take it out, put it right on my bench, full access, and I can access everything on the other side too, if I so incline. And I'm never too far from one of my pencils. So if you haven't seen it yet, the newest addition to this area has been my Viper chair, and I'm going to tell you, I should have bought one years ago. The Tormac, I have a T8. I leave the stone that comes with it, but I also have, if I need to, I have the Japanese water stone here. But what I really like is, if you ever get one of the kits from Tormac, so you get the turning tool kit for sharpening, or you get the basic with all the cool jigs. They have foam inserts in plastic cases. Well, those foam inserts fit absolutely perfect in these drawers, and it makes it really easy to identify the different jigs as I go through this. And I can see, wow, I'm missing a few, but I know that piece lives right here, because this is what I use the majority of the time with the honing compound, because this is what I rather do is polish. So when you start to feel something get a little dull, what you want to do is give it a polish and bring it right up to super sharp instead of waiting for it to get nicked or super dull. Then you have to put it through the whole series on the stone. It's easier to polish than it is to sharpen. I almost forgot, I just have a bunch of series of offcuts in here, small. I have turning blanks down here that I roughed out. This right here, okay, it's all chopped up. This is where I chop my dovetails. I bring it right over, put my hold fast on there. I just wanted to point that out because it's really controlled clutter in here. And I also have my tenon saw. So in the first episode, you can check it out. I'll have it in below in the description. This is the second. We're going to have 3 or 4 more of these. We didn't want to do them all together. And then we'll have a compilation at the end. So the one thing I want to stress, it's pretty simple. Do not get paralysis from analysis. Just get going. Your shop, that's probably the 3rd or 4th time I'm going to say this, is always evolving. Heck, I just got a few new tools that I just picked up, and I got to find a spot for them. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to tweak a few things. So long story short, be patient with yourself. Just get started. Get that shop together. Spend that front end time organizing, because it'll make that woodworking experience that much more pleasurable. Hey, I almost forgot that question, but this is a good one. We just had a big cookout here yesterday, and we want to know, what is your favorite thing to barbecue or grill or cookout? Let us know in the comments below. So what is your time worth? Get organized in your shop. Make that woodworking journey that much less hectic. So, as the Shaker motto always said, a place for everything and everything in its place. And like we always say from the SedgeTool shop, be positive, stay sharp, and we mean whoop, 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 wicked sharp.